say that unfortunately Askamani have forfeited their remaining games here, so we won't get to see their last game against Wind and Rain. But Wind and Rain fears no fear, because we will have them up next here against Nemiga. We've yet to see Nemiga play. They were supposed to play against the Askamani yesterday, but that was the beginning of their forfeits. So couldn't make it back, unfortunately. And so Nemiga here then. Finally, we get to see them play. We'll see here, as already we have a pretty aggressive draft here from both sides, really. More so Hope. Already the Tiny starts to make it through the ban phase again here early on. People still like banning. Nemiga play. Even we're supposed to play against the actually kind of reached his way into the bans. Tiny sometimes has been getting banned a little bit less and less. Alchemist no longer in the first phase of bans either. Faceless Void usually in the second phase, though, is not too uncommon for sure. Interesting decision to ban the Dazzle after they pick the Axe. The only reason I say that, of course, is because the Axe is one of the best counters against the Dazzle. So at least if it's a support Dazzle anyway, you kind of just completely ruin the hero, to be honest. Not only because of the obvious dunk, right, but also because of the call, which will distract him, not allow him to cast any of his spells, which he likes to do, that hero. There's a Slark. It's a pretty good Slark game, I'm not going to lie. Lots of great things to dispel this game. The roots might be a little bit of an issue here against the Ember, but other than that, you know, you should be pretty good to go as long as you're pretty wise there with the Dark Pact. They could play it quite nicely here on the side of Nemiga. They have plenty of debuffs that Slark would want to purge off there. Blinding Lights, definitely, of course, the Open Wounds, and the Fade Bolts even might be worth could be worth purging off, of course. Meanwhile, looks like we have everyone but the 4 picked up here for Hope. It could be a 4 Tiny, so they don't have last pick, so they'll have to decide a bit earlier unless they want to go for something still a little bit ambiguous, like Alina. I actually wouldn't mind Alina here in this draft. I think it's quite good, especially because you can build the Aghanim Scepter against the Lifestealer, which is pretty good against him, especially because he does not really see that damage coming. You've got great setup early on as well with the Shadow Demon Disruption into an LSA, makes that combo quite reliable. And then from there, you've got plenty of other damage in your lanes already, to be quite honest. I don't know if a tri-lane is necessary here, but I think it's okay. Yeah, I really wouldn't mind seeing Alina here. I think Alina here is going to be quite good for Hope. Someone that can build an Orchid. I mean, it's probably going to be a 4 Lina, so that kind of farm isn't probably going to get there. A Silence would be nice. I feel like you still have plenty of lockdown, and you can combo quite nicely out of the disruption too. It's damage through BKB, of which you have a bit, to be honest, because of the Tiny Axe eventually when that comes up. The Axe Call, of course, with the counter Helix is going to be, well, pure and piercing BKB. And Slark is able to still, you know, still walk around and right-click people. Yeah, I think Alina would do them quite nicely. Alina, maybe a... it's got to be a 4. 4 Puck's Hollow, right, I guess. Beastmaster the last bad in here, as Nemiga do need themselves a nice bit of lockdown against the Slark. Yeah, that would have been pretty nice there, actually. Other sources of lockdown on offlaners right now is the Abaddon's band. Although you can still purge off the Curse of Avernus, which is gonna bother Slark very little. Yeah, I mean, honestly, I still think Alina is a good pick here. It's a nice compromise of a 4. Good damage throughout all stages of the game.
Riki.
Not what I expected, but the Silence, of course, is one of the few preemptive ones against the Ember Spirits. I did mention the fact that they could use a Silencer against the Ember to make it a bit easier for them, right? Now, all of a sudden, it's going to make this Coddle much more poor as well. He's going to be pretty much forced into buying a lot of detection for the Riki if he doesn't want to, you know, die every few minutes. All right, so now we need, yeah, so that's good against the Ember, of course, because even if he's Sleight of Fisting around, well, he can cast spells in between the Sleight of Fist, though, is the thing. There's Enigma, the last pick. Yep, that's locked down. That Slar can't purge off for sure. Pure damage as well to go through the Shadow Dance. Ground AoE is going to be good against the Axe as well. Cut through him. I like it. If I recall correctly, I've definitely seen the Chosen One before. I don't recall exactly where, so I do sincerely apologize. Let me see if I can find his page here real quick.
Here we go.
Teams has he played on before? I've seen him.
Никогда не смотрите канал Ник
Nemiga.
Супергамер.
Huh. I don't know. I've definitely seen the Chosen One somewhere before. Maybe I have casted an Amiga game somewhere down the line. Astrals, Atrox, Mellow Jewel, and Fervian. I also recall Fervian. Oh, it's going to be this is a good game. This is a very exciting game of Dota. Again, the Riki's still quite good against the Chosen One. The Shadow Demon, not too bad either, because he can kind of reach in there with the Disruption and snag him. They don't have any way of stopping the Black Hole through BKB. It's going to be a bit tough with the Axe unless you get the 25 talents of the Call AoE. Then it'll be a little bit easier, assuming, of course, you're not caught in the Black Hole. I don't think the cast range on Smokescreen is generous enough for you to actually, you know, catch an Enigma in the middle of his Black Hole to silence him. And by the time, I don't know. I mean, maybe that's possible for sure. But you know, if you blink strike onto him, you're just gonna get stunned by it immediately. So it's not like there's any time for you to drop the smoke screen. Plus, you have forced movement as well on the side of Nemiga. You got the Coddle Blinding Light as well as the Rubik Toss, so you can potentially yeet someone into the black hole as well. I see they've been watching the Fortnite streams. Overlay. Yoink.
What a surprise.
There we go then, in the game number 1 here on the day. Let's see here. It's going to be a mid Riki then. I forgot Undershock is actually their mid laner, so it is a 4 tiny. I do apologize. Completely missed on that. You got to give me a game or two to warm up. I was more looking at Nemiga. This is going to be Team Hope's last game here, question mark. Let me just make sure I didn't completely lie. Let me check here. Yeah, this is Team Hope's last game here in the OMG Cup. They have situated themselves here quite nicely, so a 2-1 victory here even would likely secure themselves a playoff slot here. So that's what they're going to be playing for. As they've got 5 points, they do lead Group B here at that standing.
I can't hear you.
Having won against the Askamani as well as Wind and Rain. So a win here is pretty crucial. Wind and Rain sit at 1-1 and Nemiga at 1-0. Those are going to be a little bit... No, actually, because Wind and Rain already have their Def Win granted, as does Nemiga. Yeah, so this is going to be an important matchup here. And depending on the outcome of this one, Wind and Rain and Nemiga, I think is still going to be important no matter what. Yeah, because then we could have a 3-way tie, which everyone loves to see. So potential for a lot of free Dota today for sure. Taking a look at the tiebreaker rules. Well, I don't know. We'll see. We'll see when we get to them, actually. No tiebreaker rules listed where I can see them. There's already 3 down here. Bottom lane. Or bot runes. Trying to contest a bit here. Mid Ember against the mid Riki. I'm not gonna lie, have not seen a whole lot of mid Rikis. We're gonna get split 2 for 2 here, as Peon will pick up one along with Hope So they'll split top and bottom. I think, ooh, whoa, sorry about that. I think I like the axe call, or just axe in general against the lifestealer, to be honest. Seems like that could be quite strong. Fervian probably dropping a ward here mid lane. As do we have a sentry at the ready? Absolutely we do. Mellow Joel just knows Lariki's got to be somewhere nearby all of these creeps. So it does a good job here. Nothing really to go through the flame guard here early on. So it's just going to be passive AoE damage that he's going to be having onto creeps and most importantly onto Riki. Riki's I don't think has anything at all. Yeah, that's physical. Blink strike, I suppose. Yeah, so he can go for the blink strike damage, but even that's going to be good against Riki, as it's going to be a big source of his damage here in lane. Speaking of damage in lane, stealing the creep wave once again will be Pion, as Fervian securing the deny on the range creep with the blinding light. Nice play there. Okay, this is going to be a bit rough for Riki, isn't it? This was their last pick as well. Riki. Not last pick overall in the draft, but definitely the last pick. Enigma, of course, Malefice can be easily dispelled, so lots of dispels here for the Slark to be able to use Dark Pact on. It's going to be very quality Dark Pact, as already that's the first healing salve used mid lane. Dispelling the Searing Chains too, of course. But you can't dispel every single second. So as long as the lockdown here or the buffs on Nemiga aren't like just stacked on top of one of each other, they'll be okay. They don't have a lot of, I mean, the Enigma is fantastic lockdown, right? What more could you ask for? But past Black Hole, they don't have a whole lot of very reliable lockdown. I mean, no one else has a stun except for the telekinesis, which early on is garbage, as I do like to point out. Was it like a 1 second stun? No, it's actually 0.75 with the lift, right? 0.8. It's like 0.75 if you round up. But still going to be proven to be a tough lane here against Slark. During lane, he's really got nothing to purge off here against these guys, so he doesn't make him too strong. Right? It's not like you got a Shadow Word on you, making it very valued to get the Dark Pact and stuff like that. Mid lane, Riki doing pretty good actually. 11-6 compared to the 11-3, so a bit of an advantage here as Yana just casually walking through the lane, threatening to go for a toss. Giving Undershock the buffer to get a D ward here. There's going to be the toss back to the Riki, but just being annoying here, it seems. Now they're going to go into the damage. There's going to be the Avalanche. Sleight of Fist to slow him down a little bit. You got a Blink Strike in 6 more seconds, but Mellow Jewel is just a little bit more. It's going to be mellow here mid lane, just popping the salve and happily able to contest. Fervian could be in a bit of trouble here. It's a level 2 counter Helix, but the creep not close enough to really get too many attacks in. It's a fast horse as well. No first blood quite yet, though, as I hope not to miss it here. On the prowl constantly for the first blood. I suspect it could be mid lane here. We've got a lot of potential here for just a quick kill either way, or just, you know, counter helixing to death. Gets one more spin out, but it's not enough. Fervian now going to be able to easily deny off that whole wave, pretty much. That hurts. But the Axe, rather, with 25 CS here already to his name. Definitely a pretty good start here. Axe can certainly put a dent in Nemiga's draft. I think it's just a good pick overall. Let me take a look now at the cast range of Smokescreen. It's not leveled, so I actually can't look. Never mind. But still, like a passive or just like an AOE silence is what's a good way of putting that? Because it's like the crippling fear where it just exists around you, constantly silencing it while they're in it. As compared to like the silence out of someone like the DP, for example, right? And is in a bit of trouble here is Enigma. There's gonna be the Shadow Demon Disruption. Might have saved the life there of Chosen One. I don't really know if they had the damage. I think the Pounce leash duration was ending anyway. But either way, it makes it a bit more safe. He's gonna dodge out a good amount of that. It's only level 1, of course, Dark Pact damage, so not too much damage there. Level 2 Dark Pact actually, but still. 3 heroes bottom now is rotating around. Still is Tiny. I think he's actually left boots now. Yep, he's gone down to the bottom shrine. Not to use it, of course, but to set up for runes here. As, again, Peon just continuing to snag these creep waves away. He's got a full ring of health, leaving, of course, Zatrax here just pretty freely to last at 32 and 2 on his name. He doesn't really have a whole lot of creeps to deny, of course, because Axe has been stealing them all. Easy rune for Elmo. His Mellow Jewel. Getting a bit aggressive here. Not quite level 6, so doesn't have a remnant to run back to. There's going to be the Avalanche Toss coming soon. You do have boots on the Tiny. Rotation as well from the Coddle as the toss back will be into the tower here. You do have the Blink Strike at the ready, but there's going to be the Blinding Light. There's actually a dire Sentry Ward as well here, so doesn't make it any easier for the Riki to get any damage done. Peon still just chilling here. Is able to heal up pretty much completely between creep waves. Not the most high armor hero here on the Axe, so the recent phase boot changes do kind of hurt him a bit. Speaking of hurting him, Mellow Jewel has rotated through. It's going to be pretty much guaranteed a full duration there on the Battle Hunger, though. He's getting just a few spins here. 3 heroes now making his way over to him. He does have the Call. Could potentially get a kill out of this. There's the Call. Doesn't quite catch Mellow Jewel, though, but bonus armor. Not going to keep him alive for too much longer here. Open wounds. First blood now. 6 minutes into the game, actually. A little bit late considering, I mean, I guess you don't really have a whole lot of early kill potential here except for the Tiny. Pretty much just the Tiny, I would say. You don't have a whole lot of setups here. There's Fervian now dead. Speaking of early kill, DD Riki will certainly do that with the backstab. Still no level 6 though on Mellow Jewel. So you can get ran down. You do have tricks with the trade available. There we go. That DD rune getting some value in. Looking for the Blink Strike, though. The vision going to be broken, as well as the Blinding Light, pushing him back into the Sentry Ward. He goes under shock now. Maybe just going to go onto Fervian. His Fade Bolt's level 2, doing a little bit of damage, and most importantly, reducing that damage output he can put out. It was a bit redundant. The damage output he can put out. He's kicked. Just getting involved here, wants to maybe still a few last hits here. Didn't quite get one though. Level 6, still not here on the Ember Spirit. He's gotten it a bit late. Normally you do want to get it closer to level 5 here on the mid laners is going to be your quote-unquote ideal. Closer 5, between 5 and 6 minutes, right? Because you get it somewhere, you have enough XP for it after the 5-minute creep wave dies. But of course it takes a little bit of time to get there, right? Where has our Riki gone? Elmo already with the phase boots though, as we have another pause out from Elmo as well, actually. Yond going for the phase boots as well, so I think this is going to be just a big phase boots game. Everyone's still building phase boots despite getting nerfed. That's Chainmail getting now. This is going to be like, oh, we got phase boots. I mean, no boots, of course, because he's got a horse, but we're going to have one on the Tiny, one on the Axe, one on the Lifestealer, one on the Riki. No, that's going to be Power Treads, but one on the Slark, I believe. Got one already on the Slark. It's like 6. This is like the most amount of phase boots I might have seen in one game, honestly. Axe Call is going to be just stealing the stacks here. Making it very annoying as Riki is, or that's going to be Yond actually waiting to see if anyone wants to try and contest the Axe. So far, that's going to be a negative. It's going to be a no from them, dog. 5 stacks here of the Shadow Poison, nuking down the Chosen One to about half his HP. As now they're going to go here onto the Ember, the dunk, as he gets a bit aggressive. Maybe didn't think they had the damage output there to kill him, but especially with the Flame Guard activated. Looks like he didn't get a Flame Guard off, actually, which might have resulted in his kill. Look at that. Pretty much perfectly balanced damage output there from both heroes. Truly in sync. Everything in balance, you know. What's the Thanos quote? Well, Peon just gonna keep doing this. They will not stop Zatrax from farming, though, as he's already got himself a Midas. Keep in mind, that's not a naked Midas either. He does have the phase boots as well. And there's Midas efficiency already getting started. 82 and oh, good guard. Nice freaking Axe. Has that kill already, but has died in these two. Like a perfect start, but it's pretty good to be quite honest. Even get a kill there onto the mid lane Ember, who doesn't want to take deaths early on. I mean, we don't really know Hero wants to take deaths, except for maybe like a Wraith game with level 5 talents.
Сообщение.
Shock has blocked a few of the creeps there. That Sentry Ward not going to quite scout him there. Doesn't have the vision range as Ember jumping forward, trying to catch anyone here. Does not have any levels so far in these Sleight of Fists. There's going to be the smoke screen placed down. Black Hole, not enough mana with the wand charges and the mango though, and now you're good to go. As trying to break through the flame guard of the Ember Spirit. They will finally be able to. The toss, not sure where to find this Ember. Will leave him in a bit of a neutral situation. Pretty low on mana now as level 6 here. There's going to be the Shadow Dance Chosen as the Chosen One running forward. A call. Blink Dagger, he's just running in. They're going to be able to get the kill now onto the Coddle. We're going to have a call in 7 more seconds. It looks like now they're going to focus on the Ember. Throwing forward Undershock, who's got Smoke Screen available in 6 seconds. Blink striking forward though. A lot of that magic damage blocked by the Flame Guard, luckily. And good early aggression, but again, not stopping the farm here of Zatrax, who's been pretty much just free farming for a bit of time, and it shows. Close to 5,400 here on net worth. Slark as well has had a good amount of time to farm, not quite having the same net worth though as our Life Stealer, who's gotten literally a free lane. Well, he's had to CS under tower, so not literally free, but more or less free. He's had a somewhat decent time. The Chosen One is here, going to be making life a bit annoying now with the creep here, thanks to the helm being completed. All right, what's the cast range? Smoke Screen cast range is actually quite generous. I didn't know, so they can actually silence Enigma in his black hole rather. That might be an issue for them. Because now you need to, like, ideally catch the Riki or try and fight after he's already thrown down the smoke screen, right? It's only got a 5-second downtime though at max level. Black hole lasts what, like 4, 5, 6 seconds, right? Just 4. Just 4. But the DPS goes up. Alright, well there's going to be the power treads now on a Riki. It's going to be going straight into that Diffusal Blade, as one does here. Already has one Blade of Alacrity on the way. Phase Boots now on the Ember Spirit, so he's had a bit of a rough time. Only a Wraith Band and Phase Boots to his name. Going to be going for the early drums into the Maelstrom build, it appears. The tracks will be going here for the Radiant, so it's going to be a little bit of the old style Life Stealer. I still feel like this is kind of the preferred build if you can find the farm, to be quite honest, on Life Stealer. I think it's good. A Radiance is always good this game. What are we going to be building on Elmo? Oh, just a Radiance as well. I'm sorry, a Midas rather. Yes, there's going to be the toss forward, the leash, and connect, and the silence on top actually. He has gotten off the blinding light, but being able to purge that off without an issue is Elmo. 1 kill to his name now, or 1 assist rather. This is actually Undershock finding that kill, dispatching of him quite quickly is Beyond. I'm not sure if they stacked this or if they're just, or what, but yeah, they're gonna get the kill here, or they're gonna get that ancient stack. They might have stacked it themselves though, is what I meant to say. Do we have a Blink Dagger on Pianya yet though? We should be closing in on one. Yeah, indeed. Vanguard, full Phase Boots, and the Wind Lace means he sprints towards you at a 450 move speed, and they might have caught one more here as well. Smoke Screen on top of the Chosen One is going to be enough damage, quite easily blocking him there with the Disruption Illusions as he tries to escape into the trees, but Tricks of the Trade is gonna find him there. A little bit low here, but it's Slark, so he just has to walk away for a few seconds and he'll be okay. That's another thing here against the Slark, actually. Normally it's not too fantastic to pick heroes that like building invisibility or have invisibility on them. Like, you don't want to pick like a Riki and then a Bounty Hunter, right, for example. Because then it makes the support lives a lot easier, as for the most part it makes bind detection way more value, right? because there's going to be more heroes. Now, instead of spending 180 gold and 75 gold on sentries and detection for one hero, you're going to spend it for 2 heroes, so you can kind of split the cost there, right? But the interesting thing about Slark is that I didn't consider is they're going to go for a kill top lane here. Could be massive. It's very tanky. He's a track zone. They're going to be TPing plenty of heroes over. Open wounds now onto Pion as he's going to try and live through this. Does have a call here in another second. Using the units for the bonus armor. Jumping through his Elmo. Trying to get a little bit of more damage done. He's going to be stealing quite a bit here. Actually, 10 stacks of the Essence Shift now. Axe still alive, actually, is going to be willing to fight as the Will-O-Wisp as well, getting dropped down. Everyone TPing top so far, except for a few heroes. The Tricks of the Trade, there's going to be, finally, jump forward, finally Black Hole, going to get canceled immediately. Pion jumping forward there with the call, going to find Enigma, canceling that one. Still alive there, now Undershock with the double kill. Team Hope completely just dismantling them top lane. Fantastic fight out of these guys, and it might not be over yet, as I believe they're going to be able to catch Fervy in here too. Yep, there's going to be the jump forward, leashed and called. Nice fight out of Team Hope early on. I think I misunderestimated as well the AoE of call. It was either he canceled it with call or he canceled it with Avalanche. But a fantastic fight from these guys. Anyway, to finish my previous point, right? So much damage done by Slark. Even early on, it's a bit scary to fight against him. I don't think, yeah, he does have the max Essence Shift actually, so this 20 agi early is pretty fantastic. Well, by 3, of course. But the thing is that when you have a Slark, at least, is that you can kind of tell when they have vision in the area. He's probably not going to build Shadowblade this game for the aforementioned reason, but it makes it a little bit easier to fight against these heroes. Actually got 2 Sentry Wards for himself. He's not messing around here. So now it could be a bit easier for the Riki to find kills here and there and roam around the map more freely. Speaking of freely, Pion absolutely tearing it up this game. Axe is back, ladies and gentlemen. I don't know what's going on. I don't know what has changed. I'm not back smart enough yet to really tell you the exact ins and outs of why Axe is fantastic, but early aggression Axe is the move. Just like Abaddon is also quite strong now, as they're going to find the Chosen One tossing right here into Elmo. There's going to be the call and the dunk on top. Pretty easy kill for them. Nice setup. Hand of Might is completed on Slark. They're going to be going for 2 Diffusal Blades, so goodbye to all of your mana. That's a pretty good way of dealing with the Ember Spirit. Just take all his mana away. Look at this. Silenced up. Thank you for your mana. Tricks of the Trade, not quite finding the kill there. He's got another Blink Strike in a second. The Flame Guard's up. That Flame Guard really coming in handy, though. What level here is going to be Blink Strike? Yeah, so you pretty much can eat a Blink Strike or 2 pretty safely, as long as there's not an Avalanche Toss on top of you, right? And you'll be good to go. That's a tier 2 down, though. And this team actually doesn't push too fast. It's going to be their biggest downfall, to be quite honest. I mean, whoa, who's your best tower pusher here? Riki? I guess. Slark's not terrible at it once he's got a lot of essence stacked up. Oh, Tiny. Duh. Tiny's pretty good, you know. He has an ability that makes him do like 140% damage to towers. Yeah, that one's pretty good. That'll do it. How about you have him push your towers? That's a good idea. Then I make a jump here mid lane as there's Astral already nearby to try and save him, but they've got plenty of lockdown here for the Emperor. He might have a Remnant back. He actually even doesn't, but won't be useful anyways. They've stolen Tricks of the Trade here. Will be interesting to see how that interaction looks like. It is level 2 here. It might just end up using it. Yeah, so he does actually throw out his auto attacks, making it pretty awful. And they're going to jump onto him. Nice blinding light here. Going to get purged off immediately by Elmo, though. The dunk not even coming through in time. And Undershock jumping onto the Coddle. A very early aggressive draft here out from Hope, but they are playing it quite nicely against Nemiga. Looking now to get themselves a second tier 2, as Tiny will finally come through. Yeah, I mean, they don't push too quickly, but they push not terribly enough, to be quite honest, for this stage of the game. As now maybe looking to find the Chosen One. He's got Black Hole at the ready. Will drop at least the Midnight Pulse. There's going to be the Black Hole onto 2. Slark can't quite close the gap here. They're going to be able to kill here onto Yond. As now Melojol jumping forward, trying to find a bit more. There's going to be the call here onto 2. Elmo jumping forward now. There's going to be the Will-O-Wisp. The Ignis. Oh, nice blinding light as well, pushing them right back in. The Infest Bomb doing great work as well. They found the kill now onto Undershock here. That's his first death in the lobby thus far. 8 times kill spree ended. Elmo going to be able to purge off the Syrian chain almost immediately. Kicked. Now going to be drawing aggro instead. He's going to be a bit easier to kill here on the Shadow Demon. And 4 kills for Nemiga might be a good turning point for them here. And Ember able to do the damage there. Has he got Maelstrom yet? Not even. That might be Maelstrom completed now, though, hopefully. Although it maybe looks like he just got his drums, the poor man. Have we gotten that second diffusal blade up here? Riki's got his. Slark has got his. So, I don't believe it's just the slow is going to be really, really annoying. Of course, the inhibits. You don't have any way to purge that off quite yet. It's not too uncommon for the Ember to go for Yules here. I think he needs a bit more damage. I mean, he did a great amount of damage in that last fight. Don't get me wrong. Don't get it twisted. They could use a bit more, though. For sure. Jan's gonna get going on here. He's got a Blink Dagger to his name now, though. Might just be able to easily escape this, as the Trax now has the full Radiance completed. Finally checking that off. That will be scouted out, though. So are we gonna get an MKB, or maybe a Bloodthorn here picked up? I don't know. They've got plenty of damage. Tricks of the Trade, of course, cannot miss, I believe. I don't believe that can miss. Yeah. I think this is actually a pretty good game for Pocket Riki as well. Just because he's going to have a lot of trouble there. You jump in with the axe, all of a sudden, bada bing, bada boom, you get the call, everyone on the enemy team is dead. And here's Astral now. Queuing up the Blink Dagger, has stolen Berserker's Call, by the way. It's like the Kit Boga of steals there, you know? It's like a scam call. But like it's a scam call. We're gonna go onto Roche now. They don't take this too quickly though, and there's gonna be Lifestealer just casually rolling in. Man, I remember when this was the strat, because what do you do against the Ancient, especially that guy who's got so much freaking armor, as now they're gonna be going for a fight. They're actually gonna catch Roche here as well with the Will-O-Wisp, just slowing him down. Those Beyond getting caught by only 2 there of the strobe lights. I think it's more of a strobe light, honestly. Yeah, I like strobe light better than Disco Ball, although Disco Ball makes a bit more sense though. Like thematically, I think. I don't know. Vote in chat. Disco Ball or strobe light here. Is Tiny blinking forward. Not going to catch anyone there. He's going to buy back here as Team Hope maybe getting a little bit desperate here, trying to stop the Roche attempt here of Nemiga. They do have a DD rune, however, onto the Lifestealer, making it a bit spooky as they're making the toss Riki right out of his smoke screen. Goodbye, Riki. Into the Midnight Pulse he goes now, as they will drop the Demonic Purge onto the Lifestealer, easily able to kill through him, though. The Shadow Demon, that is, rather. DD rune at least will get purged off, but it's going to be a Roche here likely for the taking in favor of Nemiga. They've committed a buyback. They got a second kill here now onto Undershot. So a lot of guys continue farming at the very least. They don't take Roche too quickly, too fast this lineup either. The open wounds makes it a bit easier because they've got that sustain at least. But come on, boys. This is just taking a little bit of too much now. There we go. We've done it. But that might have just been the longest Roshan I think I've ever seen. This long into the game, 23 minutes. I mean, and again, if teams are just awful at taking reps, they normally just don't do it. But there's a blink black hole. BKB gonna be queued up next. Beautiful Midnight Pulse there to be able to kill Undershot quite nicely, even if he's in a smoke screen. Who cares? Let him sit there. We'll kill him anyway. Casual Yasha on Riki instead, not going for the BKB. I think maybe. Yep, this is going to be for a Manta style. Didn't go ahead and, yeah, I mean, obviously for the same reason that Slark is good here, a Manta style is good here as well. A little bit more pushing power as well. Pipe of Insight on the Axe will not save him from the pure damage that Enigma is doing, though, is kind of the scary thing. It'll at least, it'll save him from the Blink Burn. I'm sorry, from the, I got ahead of myself. It'll save them from the Radiance Burn, which will let them blink, because that damage is just completely absorbed. It's like, I believe it's like a Photic Shield. So you can still blink, as long as you don't get any other damage onto you. Just make sure that's accurate, right? Yeah, it blocks 400, so I'm pretty sure it's going to eat up whatever, how many ticks that is, 50 divided by 12, or rather 400 divided by 50.
Excellent idea.
Which is, my goodness, I should really know this one. You just do 5 by 40, it's 8, it blocks 8. You just get rid of a 0, man, it's not that hard. They'll smoke up here as 4. Leading the charges, Elmo now has his own BKB going straight into that MKB now as they need a bit more right-click damage. They're going to find one. Try and jump on him. The leash is there. The Will-O-Wisp, Black Hole, Nemiga, rather, the Chosen One not getting the perfect jump here, but that one's quite good. 2-man Black Hole now into the Illuminate. Damage is enough to kill the Axe as well as the Slark now. And now they're going to jump now onto Tiny, finding that kill too. Nemiga will get 3 here. And that was, well, not BKB. Oh, that was the BKB as well, but the Blink Dagger, even though it wasn't perfect, honestly, out of the Chosen One, he kind of just strolls around anyway, and then he's like, okay, hold on. Let me just reposition myself here. Give me 1 second, and then ends up finding a beautiful 2-man Black Hole. Nicely done. Onto the high ground they go now. Now, it's going to be a bit difficult here as, you know, Team Nemiga are going to kick it into their gear. This is their tempo that they've been looking for all game, despite being quite strong here. The Black Hole is down, which makes this push a bit scary. So maybe it's going to be a tower and back. Axe is up, will be able to land the call onto one. Nemiga now going down the Midnight Pulse. He might just be able to murder Axe here. Disruption to keep him alive a bit longer. As Elmo now jumping forward, trying to find something here. Beyond, though, not going to be too lucky. The last call to come out, but it won't matter. So we'll just take that time to kill the Shadow Demon. Now buybacks on 2, as everyone is now alive on the side of Hope. But yeah, that is a pretty astronomical price indeed. Actually, no, because astronomical units are kind of insane. Mid-game tempo here after that Radiance has been going all of Nemiga's way, though. Rubik again with the call steal. Might potentially be very strong, as I think we've smoked up as well here on the side of Hope. They're going to break smokes now on each other as Elmo jumping forward. Going to try going on to Astral. There's going to be the Dark Pact, the Taunts, the Force Staff. Now that Strobe Light getting dropped onto 2 again. That pure damage getting pumped out is going to be more than enough to kill Axe. He's now just died back. Elmo's BKB now expiring. At least we'll be able to get the kill here onto the Enigma at last as the Shadow Dance will finally pop out. And we'll be able to kill the Coddle as well. But now Elmo out of the Shadow Dance, pouncing away, trying to escape. Mellow Joel here, though, trying to slow him down a bit here with the Diffusal Blade. Elmo somehow still alive. Undershock, though, in the meantime, is going to be getting kills. They managed to get one here onto Astral, but now Zatrax is coming back. Yond blinking away into the tree, so it's nothing to do with this. Syrian Chain's not available there on cooldown. So it's going to be a 2 for 3. But the 2 cores surviving on the side of Nemiga Gaming. I don't know, it's kind of tough, right? Because the Midnight Pulse just absolutely ruins all of these heroes. Like, Slark wants to hold you down in one spot and just steal all of your essence, right? But he doesn't want to do that if he's going to be taking however much percentage-based pure damage per second, right? 5 pure damage per second for 12 seconds. It's a lot of damage. A lot of damage, man. Plus, you got a Black Hole, which is, of course, pure damage on top of that as well. Pierces your BKB, both of them, makes it a little bit less value. Enigma might have his now. Indeed he does. 10 seconds. You've got no way to stop this, actually. Legitimately no way to stop this Enigma BKB Black Hole now. You got a call. There's a possibility, actually. So we'll see. You might receive a very terrible call informing him of some bad news. That, oh, sir, I'm sorry, but, You know, we've denied your bank loan, unfortunately. That's a bad call right there, isn't it? What else is a bad call? Oh, you know what's a bad call is the decision. I think, who was it? Was it the Patriots or the Ravens decided to go for a pass play on the 1 yard line in Super Bowl, whatever it was? I don't know. Actually, you guys are all European. You don't watch American football, do you? That was a bad call. I don't know. We might see a bad call later. You know what? This bad call could potentially be so legendary. We're gonna be able to add it onto that list. Yeah, it's gonna keep going here. What else is a bad call? There's always like those business ones you see on Reddit where someone's like, someone could have bought Microsoft for 100 pennies, and then they're like, no, XD, and now Microsoft's worth $1 million bajillion, and it's like, that's a bad call right there. Oh, like all the Bitcoin ones, for example, like people buying like a Domino's pizza for like, you know, market value $6 US for something like 1,000 Bitcoin, which market value today is like $1 million. I don't actually know how much a Bitcoin is worth today anymore. The 2 towers will fall consecutive to Nemiga. As Peon doing a little bit of spinning there. That's the wrong kind of spin though. You need to get the counter helix spin, you silly. Undershot continuing to push here, middle waves. Level 18 now, so could use a bit more levels here. Gonna be going still now for the Mantis Style. Has his own BKB at the very least. We'll save him a little bit, but once again, not gonna be too useful against something like the Enigma, who's still holding on to his BKB. And now there's going to be only one tier 2 standing. It's down bot lane. They have gotten the mid tier 3, so that top shrine will be taken as well by Nemiga. As farming here will be Undershock. Needs to be a bit careful. They're going to just casually rage and walk up the high ground here. Undershock, maybe. Do they have detection nearby? There's the sentry. Not going to scout him though, quite obviously. He's out of there. It's a bit scary, but he's buying some time. Buying much needed time and space here for the Slark, who's going to be going straight now into the Eye of Scotty. This is tough, man, because you just need X now to be the counter-engage tool at this point, which is not ideally what you want your Axe to be doing, right? You want him to be jumping in, holding everyone down. Elmo jumps in, then he does the damage. All of a sudden, there's a tree volley. Everyone explodes. You win the game. I don't think that's going to be the case. They're smoked up here. Indeed they are. They've even got a little stompy creep as well, trying to maybe get them from behind. De-warding in their path, though, might give them away. He's now kicked, TPing out. Yond blinking out as well. They've got no vision. They know something's up here, so they'll be able to TP out of harm's way there, dodging out that smoke gank. Again, more time for Undershock to continue farming, more time for Elmo to continue farming. Both should have buyback now. Might be more important than the net worth status already at this point in the game. Slarkpool has his. Undershock is still over 1k off here after purchasing. Oh, he's gonna just be going now for the Manta. Looks like he's gonna be buying out. Manta recipe is quite cheap. It's only about 500 gold here, I think, right? Yeah, there it is. Manta recipe, as well as the Tome of Knowledge, giving that level 20 talent. What do you go for here, right? I feel like you want to go for the backstab talent. At least help you do a bit more damage. Might be useful. We go to Roche again without a Desolator. They don't really do this all too quickly, but I mean, they'll get it eventually. Just you wait. So now we have a gem here on the Ember Spirit. Could potentially be a very big item for them. Really no. I mean, yeah, it's hard to re-engage here. Look at the Chosen One here. Very smartly positioning himself well away. He's got 2 supports creating the buffer area. He's actually still in here as well with the Centaur in case he's needed. It's finally Roche just about to die here. Get the kill with the Centaur. You know, he did that just in case anyone jumped in. It was a good play. But they'll lose their last tier 2. It won't matter because they're going to push right back with this Aegis, but they'll buy themselves a bit more time here on the side of Team Hope. As now we have a 3k lead favoring Nemiga. Nearly approaching, what was that, like, must have been an 85 and close to 90% win rate, but now it's going to be 40-60 favoring Team Nemiga. XP earned as well. Still really starting to favor Hope as they've been split up farming quite nicely here. But no one now on our Radiant side will have buyback. We're close on most of the heroes, actually. Everyone except for Payan will have the buyback now. He's going to be buying out for the BKB. He needs another 800 gold for it. Did I hear a BKB get popped? Pardon me, I did. They forced out Melojol's BKB there. I mean, it took a lot of damage. DD rune there on the Riki. Level 20 talents is actually going to be the blink cast strike range here. I completely butchered that. It's the blink strike cast range. There we go. Yeah, he got the range strike blink cast. Very good. That's an ability name right there. There goes the last tier 2 standing out on the map. All tier 2s have been taken. Of course, now onto the shrine they go, with Nemiga having that tier 3 advantage after their push after the first stages now. So likely to go now onto high ground. Undershock with his now fresh Manta style going to make a bit of a difference. Going for the Basher, which I do like. That actually is going to be another way to potentially stun the Enigma out of the black hole. Throw down Tricks of the Trade. I think that AoE is going to be quite generous. There's a talent for it as well, of course, but you can land a bash in there. That'd be pretty nice. But onto the high ground they go. He's going to end up taking out of talent because they're going to have plenty of protection. They're going to jump now onto the Shadow Demon. However, right there is going to be Melojol as well. BKB now on the Ember Spirit. They want to blow up this Shadow Demon. They will be able to, but they might lose this Ember Spirit. The dunk was coming. There's going to be that cheese getting eaten as well. As BKB up will be the chosen one here. Maybe going a bit too early there, expecting them to continue chasing, trying to find the black hole. The Trek's now raging away. He'll be able to just walk it off. And there's going to be a silence, trying to prevent anyone else from jumping in. They've caught one there with the Searing Chains as well. Continuing with the toss, there's going to be the Strobe Light now. If they can find a kill onto Axe, it would be huge. The Force Staff into the Disruption, though. Might be able to save his life. BKB, and now is Undershock's two-man silence onto the back lines. BKB it is. Trying to find something here. Onto the supports he goes. They've already lost the bottom barracks. Tricks of the Trade, not going to find anyone there. Elmo jumping in now, trying to get something here out of this fight. Completely out of mana, though, is going to be Undershock, needing to go invis, but can't because of the Gem of True Sight now. Disruption at least, and the toss back. There's going to be the BKB, though. Onto two heroes. They've got the Slark and the Axe. Spell stolen, his battle hungry. Not that that makes too big of a difference. Dead for 69 is Axe. Dead for 85 will be Slark. Does have the buyback, but a double kill there. As they're going to get him. My goodness, how did Ember die to the Shadow Demon? That's going to be a gem to drop, could be potentially huge. Enigma barely living here, but doesn't matter how much HP you escape on as long as you still live. Slark will buy back. There's plenty of damage done here by the Axe, but they just get a bit too close to each other. And it's going to set up for an easy two-man black hole as well into the Midnight Pulse here. Let's take a look at how our boy died here. Oh, just Shadow Poison. Just get murdered by Shadow Poison. I mean, he took a lot of damage earlier on, of course, which we saw. He was able to cheese it off. Literally with cheese, not like, you know, not like Huskar Dazzle cheese. Mid lane now, in a bit of trouble perhaps, is Slark getting stunned up there. He's gonna be okay. Satanic completed now on the Lifestealer, so his Lifesteal is gonna be out of this world. Open wounds, what heals for how much again? Yeah, 50%, so 250% lifesteal there. It's a little scary, I'm not gonna lie. Greaves now on the Enigma, as his BKB will be down to 9 seconds. Use that 10-second BKB a little bit overzealously. Is jumping in, will be Undershock, getting very aggressive here. Might just end up dying. There's going to be the BKB trying to go onto the backlines at least, but now jumping forward is going to be Yond as well as Pion there with the two-man stun. Can they get the dunk out? Not before the BKB comes out. The call is not in time, as they will miss that call. Still might just be able to get that kill. Actually, that's going to be Aegis expiring now. Nemiga still trying to find a fight here. Nice positioning here. So many movement items on Astral, kiting out the Slark extremely far as the Trax now trying to get anything. Elmo continuing to try and run. There's going to be the Roots. He's got Darpack in a few more seconds. They will drop the Demonic Urge onto the Trax, looking for the two-man call here, taking a bit of damage though in the meantime. They got good damage onto the Ember though. Can they find a dunk here? He's got the Searing Chains. There we go. A dunk at last, and they've only lost the Shadow Demon out of this, picking up 3 kills, as well as burning off plenty of BKBs. Yond getting tossed, however, into the team. or Jan to toss his tracks rather into the team. They might continue going now. Rubik in a bit of trouble here. He's gonna be able to kite out the Slark a bit, or the Riki a bit longer, but not by too much, as he will die as well. Buying back now is going to be Ember Spirit, as now finally on the retreat is Hope. Hopefully they can try and escape here, but they're not going to be able to evacuate the Tinies. It looks like they're just going to be chill with that. You got only 1 kill out of your buyback, which is still not too terrible, all things considered, but not fantastic. Good fight there from Team Hope, though. Able to, they get kited around a bit, and they definitely are now aware of that, but they steal the gem back, and they get a full team, they get just short of a team wipe there, actually, as Lifestealer doesn't die. They don't have the methods to take him down yet, and that's going to be proving to be an issue, but the longer these fights go, the more it is going to the more it's going to favor Hope, is what I mean. It's going to be Hope-flavored team fights. Reason being, though, because you can already see finally these essence, the essence stacks are going to begin to go back to the Lifestealer. Needs that needs that agility. It's going to reduce his base armor by quite a bit, making him more susceptible there to the attack damage. As of course he's going to be a strength hero, but that armor gain is going to be pretty important there. I'm looking for someone in the trees, not going to scout anyone. Has the Eye of Scotty completed now. They've held up on going for the MKB for quite some time though. Oh my goodness, a Solar Crest in 7.22 G or whatever we're in. My goodness, rare item right there. Shadow Demon now with the Glimmer Cape. I think have they purchased another gem here on the side of Nemiga? Doesn't look like it, but there's gonna be the Rage now as the Track's trying to find the kill somewhere, or trying to force out the Fortify, at least to be able to do so quite easily, rooting down his axe. Slowly burning down here, can only watch as Blink Dagger continuing to get cancelled. Raging, breaking the tower there. Now you're gonna jump onto the back lines now. Ooh, a beautiful Blinding Light though, into the stun as well, out of 2. Good work there. Now BKB's popped onto 2. The Chosen One trying to get away, popping his own BKB now, maybe looking for a black hole here, as they're gonna continue jumping though. Kiting out the Riki quite far. That's the black hole into 2 now set up thanks to the strobe light, and they're going to be able to absolutely blow up those 2 heroes. No black hole now for another 2 minutes. They'll want to buy back out of Axe immediately, as they'll only get the coddle, but for what? Pretty nice healing actually him, as he will get the Satanic off. Bringing off the Satanic for the most part. Astral staying alive here a bit longer, but the Radiance Burn here on the enemy Lifestealer is doing a bit of work, as Elmo now popping his own BKB, silencing up. They might be able to get the kill here on the Lifestealer, leashing him down, holding him. He's got no mana for the Infest, no call necessary. So they finally will bring down the Lifestealer at last. It's only a second death of the game. Just had simply no mana there. So much damage done. This is what I'm talking about. These long fights. Only 18 stacks of Essence stolen too, so not too many. But oh, that'll do it. The MKB. There we go. Nemiga. Maybe in a bit of trouble now. This game's have a lot of back and forth, but no buybacks whatsoever on this Radiant side. Let's look at net worth here quite briefly, as they'll buy back now on to 2 more. I think that's like kind of everyone's buyback, but Roche is now available for the taking. We've got no black hole, I believe. Let's go ahead and check. Is there a refresher? Not quite. So we've got no black hole here for 80 seconds. It's going to be a bit hard for them to fight without that combo. And they're not going to have, I believe, the Coddle Light for another 40. Oh, the call forward. They're going to catch 1 into the silence as well. BKB will come out. There's going to be the Tricks of the Trade. AoE, though, doing great damage here against Megalol. Cannot escape here. Will just be able to get out, trying to get away. My goodness. That frickin' Shadow Demon Purge is so strong against Ember Spirits. He cannot toss his spirits away. He can't throw his remnants away because his move speed is slowed down incredibly so for pretty much a good duration of that. So it's a dieback now on the Ember Spirit. He bought back earlier, remember, to TP back to the shrine and get a pick off onto Yond. As it could be a Roche here. You still have a DD rune available on your Slark. A good amount of Essence Solar. Not just 2, actually. 2 involved in that fight. The Slark could be a bit tougher to kill from here on out. That Solar Crest is going to make this go a bit faster. Is this an Axe? It is. Who do you give it to? Mine doesn't really have the items for it. I think you give it to Riki, unironically. You give it to Riki or you give it to Shadow Demon here. The Shadow Demon Axe is impressively good. This game, though, the break is not too fantastic. Who have they given Agnos up to? It's to the Riki. Also good. Gives you that AoE Shadow Dance. But still, I mean, hey, if you get off the Shadow Dance when he black holes you, at least the team can't do any additional damage to you besides the Enigma black hole and the Midnight Pulse that's likely to be there. All of a sudden, holy cow, look at that 9k net worth lead for Team Hope, by the way. Oh, never mind, 15k. Oh, that's XP. Silly me. I apologize. I was about to say 15k. No way. But a 9k net worth lead as we get a very steep slope there. Sun is set here on a rainy day. Again, another rainy day here in KL. It's rained just about every single freaking day, but you know what? I love it. Thunderstorms every day here. So is it the rainy season? Is this what they mean by rainy seasons? I used to live in Chicago, man. We didn't have rainy seasons. The only seasons we had were summer, winter, and construction. get the boomer humor out there. Goodness, almost doing a lot of damage here now. 155 plus 117. Still not able to get shrines though, and they are down a lane of bear, so they would like to probably equalize it. Dalmo just running up onto the high ground. Wait a second. I thought they gave... Who did they give Axe to then? Oh, they gave it to Rid, so it is Pocket Riki. Okay, I'm an idiot. He's got a Pistol Blade too now, which is fantastic. Get the bash chance. They've actually given Aegis to Riki as well. Yeah, Pocket Riki. Shout out to that one guy, whoever shitposted that on Reddit, and then actually got it patched into the game. Bit of a calming state here as Nemiga, they've got all their ults up, have smoked out of the base as well. BKBs are going to be running a bit low though on the side of Nemiga, relatively anyway. Oops, that's my console. Don't look at that. Oh wait, this doesn't show the actual BKB duration anymore. Or it never used to, actually. It'd be nice if it did. Oh, they're going to make a jump, though. Silencing up onto the Tiny. As we do have an Orchid on the Lifestealer. Jumping right out of there. They want nothing to do with this fight. Again, another open wounds. Invis now is going to be the Tiny. Do they have another gem for him? As look at this damage now on his attracts. They're going to have the Demonic Purge, the Black Hole. Oh, going to get canceled immediately. Oh, my goodness. But they've got a Refresher. They've got another one. Black Hole, Electric Boogaloo, and goodbye Axe. Deleted off the map. That wasn't even a second Midnight Pulse. That was just two Black Holes. Weren't expecting that one. Now buying back will be the Slark as well. Undershock gonna be in a bit. Oh, definitely shocked for sure there. I don't think they expected that Refresher on the Enigma. Completely turning that fight around. They managed to bash him out immediately out of the first one and then get caught off guard by the second. Everyone jumps in and then they see the green particles. And they go, oh no, we messed up. Well, that Riki X though is gonna be... Does it literally only... Is it only... I know it lets you hop into somebody. Increases duration as well. By what? By 1 second? Oh, by 4 seconds. Okay, that's pretty good. Yeah. Okay. I thought it just like let you jump into someone else. Like, really? That seems like a bit of a meme though. The track's jumping for it here, a bit aggressive. There's gonna be the Bloodthorn again now onto Tiny, giving that True Strike and those crits most importantly. Carefully here, Yond, man. You're in a lot of trouble. The toss is available. It no longer pierces BKB. They're gonna be able to hold him down quite easily. Now will drop the gem back to Nemiga. No buyback on the Tiny either, as he is gonna be just bought back actually. Well, I don't know if they're going to want to go for the game-ending play here, as Kick's going to get scouted. Not really too many places he can go. He's going to be Malefist. I mean, maybe now you want to go for it. Your Axe is going to be back up in 10 seconds. Is there Axe level 25 yet? That AoE call cannot come soon enough. That's definitely going to be the item for him this game. Unable to get the cheese off, of course, as he was being controlled and swirled around in the toilet bowl that is the BKB. And they go now as 5 here for Nemiga. Maybe trying to get something done here. I've already got the tier 3 down here. Buyback on Shadow Demon. But there's nothing on the Tiny. Maybe considering going back and forth as the tracks goes, does she love me? Does she love me not? Does she love me? She doesn't love me. And she gets out of there. Alright, well, they're giving them more time here. You have 1 black hole available immediately. You're going to have 2 available in about another 30 seconds after that. Oh man, you got a good way to cancel 1 black hole, but now it gets a bit more difficult to cancel 2 black holes. We've almost got buyback though on Undershock, which could be potentially huge. Moonshard on Slark. He sold something? He sold Midas, hasn't he? Alright, there used to be a Midas there. Either way, it doesn't have buyback. It's off cooldown. And it's Roche on cooldown too, 2 minutes. So it'll buy a bit of time. Not enough. They need a really long Roche respawn time here to have buyback on the Slark, and it needs to farm it in the first place. DD Rune on the Lifestealer though is a bit scary. They might just go for it here. Undershock now going for the MKB himself. I still don't know if Tricks of the Trade can miss. I am wondering, does it have True Strike? That seems like that would be a bit busted, but I mean, you can just walk out of it anyway. Oh my god, remember when smoke screens? Oh, look at this. Look at this. Why not? It's faster than farming, isn't it? Just jump into your own illusion. What's the cooldown on that anyway? Jumping in here. Maybe in a bit of trouble. Peon, maybe trying to force something out here. They might just turn and go for a BKB though. It's now BKB now on the Enigma though. Black hole I hear is going to be onto 1. They're going to cancel that quite easily though. He's going to now have a second one though. So getting out of there is going to be Peon. Actually Peon jumping right in. Here's Undershock as well. There's going to be the second black hole. They don't have anything to cancel it either. This one falling quite low. Undershock able to get out of there though. They're going to be able to get the kill on Axe. He does have buyback, as does Undershock at the very least. But the second black hole they just have no answer to. Enigma barely having mana for that as well. Now it's going to be a full 2 minutes here that they're not going to have the black hole as Jan is getting a bit aggressive here. They have silence up the life stealer. He didn't actually get off the rage either. Could potentially be huge. Tricks of the Trade. Now the damage is there. Buying back though on nearly immediately as now Mellow Jewel completely out of mana. The 2 Diffusal Blades are too much for them to handle. 2 Diffusal Blades equals 0 mana. You can't explain that. Now Astral has the call here. Going for the TP out. Will not be able to. The leash holding him down. Ooh. And a good team fight out of Hope, a good hold. Quite simply put there. The rage was, maybe he was feeling confident. He satanicked but didn't actually rage. The life stealer, of course. And now we have the AoE call, which is, what is it? It's more of a conference call now, really, when you think about it. Is it really that big now? That's not a 400 radius, is it? Surely it's not. I guess it has to be, though. I always thought it was much more generous than that. I guess it is only plus 100 though. Maybe that's enough though. They don't need too much more. They don't need much more. As the creep already pushing the base here. A Gem of True Sight I think is in the fountain, right? Should be dropped. Where did he ping there? I wish I could see. Unfortunately, my eyes have been sewn shut at the age of 2. That's a crappy joke. Don't laugh at that. Now Jan, rather, not Peon, with the Gem of True Sight. He's going to go ahead and drop that on the ground, give it to Peon. Makes a bit more sense for him to carry it. Peon's finally gotten rid there of his... I really wish that this wasn't hidden, because this is a really cool feature to see. We can see at least the pure damage that everyone's taking here. 9 damage? 9%. That's got to be broken, I imagine. I don't think everyone's taking the same amount. Yeah, no way. No way everyone's taking exactly. No, it looks like it is a bit different, actually. I don't know. I can't tell. No, I think it is broken. I really wish they could get that feature to work. That's a really cool interactive feature there. Just for observers here, as now Roche is going to be a bit of a longer one. They have had their prayers answered. as they will have buyback onto Yond rather, as well as Slark, as Yond's gonna get jumped here inside the pit. There's going to be the Hex, the counter initiation though, Pocket Riki, Elmo popping to the Eggs as well, the BKB, they're gonna be able to get Enigma down, dead for only 95 seconds though. He will have buyback again, still Pocket Riki doing plenty of damage. Now careful though, Enigma has got no shrine to TP to, he's gonna have to take the long walk over. In the meantime, they're gonna be able to kill off the Ember Spirit, Gem of True Sight as they finally killed the Axe. He's got no buyback though, and your Enigma has arrived. Two black holes, two BKBs, two midnight pulses at the ready. His Undershot gonna get muted up but not silenced, able to jump up, going for the Pocket Doom build here from Zatrax. As again, just continue able to juke him out. They might get the kill onto one, but silenced up is going to be Zatrax now, and slowed as well thanks to the open wounds of the Lotus Orb. No tier 3 is standing though, and soon to be no tier 4s at this pace, as they've caught one actually. It's the Shadow Demon, but he's got no buyback, and that's a pretty big kill. They do need that. The slows are not inconsequential, as now Nemiga going into the high ground, pushing into the base. Someone posted a bunch of ASCII in the chat. I would ask that you refrain from doing that, but there's Pocket Riki again now on Tiny. Hexed, Purged, Silence of the Black Hole on top as well. Should just about seal this game. Only one buyback available and not on Undershock, as Pocket Riki will come out into a world of hurt. GG is called, simply just couldn't hold on to this game. The dual BKBs, or the dual Black Holes, proving to be too big of an issue. Well played out of Nemiga. Yeah, I think it's just a good Enigma game, quite frankly. Just a fantastic Enigma game to play here. Not too many things to try and cancel you. Payan, that's not really how you want to be playing the Axe. So, it's going to be game. 17 kills on the Ember Spirit, though. Probably pumping out the damage during the game. Welcome back, everyone. Game number 2 now of the OMG.bet Cup. Shout out to them. They are going to be our main sponsor, our title sponsor. So check out the panels below, guys, to find out how to support them. Check out their site. Thanks again to OMG.bet. But yeah, it's going to be a fun game 2 here. The Abaddon and the Chen both making it through the ban stage, actually, as well, it's going to be more of a return to normal Phase 1 bans. In general, the Coddle and the Centaur, you know, not too unfamiliar with the ban stage. Generally, I feel like you see them a bit later, but, you know, maybe that's just me. Anyway, Gyrocopter, Zeus. Let's take a look at the first 2 picks out here. It looks like Team Hope have not set the team tag. Luckily, all their names are the same. Sometimes if you don't set the team tag, you get, like, the funky pub names, and you know, sometimes you can't show those on stream. Anyway, should be all good to go. But Nemiga up 1-0 thus far. Played a very good game at number 1, as did Team Hope. Unfortunately, I just didn't really have a good method of dealing with 2 black holes. I mean, what team really does, to be honest, except for, like, I mean, geez, you know, honestly, what team does? Maybe like a Titan is actually not bad against that. A Void as well, maybe, if you don't get caught in it, but good luck with that. Anyway, Undying gonna be the 5 position here. Oh, maybe it's a 4. Maybe it's a, no, I don't think it's a core Undying. It's gonna be a 3 Sand King out from Team Hope, almost certainly. That's likely going to result in, oh geez, I don't know. 4 Maiden's good, 4 Undying is also good. I think you could probably get a little bit more utility out of, well, I mean, you get a good amount of utility out of both. I think the good way to look at it is, okay, who does more with position 5 farm? And I think that's going to be the Undying. I think you can give Maiden 4 farm here, and Undying will be effective. I think it outweighs the whatever costs there are there. Let me update something right quick here. Nemiga up 1-0 thus far. There we are. Perfect. Bloodseeker gonna get picked up here, up against the Dazzle. I like the Bloodseeker. AoE silence, really good against a good amount of this draft, to be quite honest, especially if you can land it onto the Abaddon. And the Chen, the Dazzle silences are very strong against. But more than that, even if you do manage to get off a really great bit of, you know, even if you do manage to get off a fantastic Shallow Grave and keep someone at 1 HP, Bloodseeker is going to be, I mean, not too content with that, of course, because he's not going to get the kill, but he's going to be moving really, really quite fast with Thirst. They still are looking for a mid laner here on the side of Nemiga. They haven't banned the Huskar. We've seen that fall yesterday. Didn't quite work out for, I think it was the J170. No, it was the Team Unique match against, not J178, the other team out from Group A, which currently escapes me. Viking GG, that was the one. Oh, we'll just notice I've got the ticker incorrect, so I'll be able to fix that in between games, hopefully. But this one still, again, if you're just joining us from a game and missed out on game 1 and my explanation here, we are in the OMG Cup last day of group stage day play here. So Nemiga playing 2 best of 3s here back-to-back. First one here against Hope, second against Wind and Rain. So hoping to qualify here for playoffs. Wind and Rain as well looking to qualify. Nemiga currently have, well, right now they've got at least 4 points guaranteed. Wind and Rain as well have 4 points going into the final match. So if Nemiga are able to close out a 2-0 here, they set themselves up very nicely. That would knock Hope into 2-1 though, so that would put them, interestingly, at 5 points as well. So it's going to be a very exciting last game here, as Team Hope, a lot's going to be depending on, well, one, how they perform here. A win here simply will qualify them, but a loss, you know, if they lose 1-2, it's not super bad, because then at least you have a chance for a tiebreaker. But if you get 2-0'd here, you could be in a bit of danger potentially. As a reminder, Askamani have forfeited. It looks like they've dropped out of the tournament here, so we won't be seeing their final match against Wind and Rain. All right, the last pick here out from Nemiga, so it's not going to be the Huskar. The sniper last ban here. Physical damage, long range against the Luna. They don't really have a fantastic way of actually reaching the sniper right now, so that would be a good pick there. Anything similar to a sniper that you might want to take here has to do decently against the Lesh. Does damage from a little bit of a long range. Not too far away, though. You still want to be involved in the fight. And you need yourself, could be a mid Bloodseeker. I don't think I like that against the Lesh, though. I think, I don't know, actually. Let me check. Let me check something. Of course, the Bloodseeker as well, dissuading them from even bothering with the Huskar, so that's why they don't ban it. They ban the Ember instead, which is reasonable. It's a good question. I don't know. I think Lesh will probably come out all right up there. Mid Bloodseeker is kind of an interesting. Usually melee mids are kind of good and bad. They can last under the tower quite easily, especially against a hero like Lesh, who's always going to constantly be shoving your wave. You've got a nice silence against him, but silences on Lesh are good, right? But the problem is with his abilities, like once you toggle on the Pulse Nova and once you've, used the Fate's Edict, like you don't care all that much. You just want to run around and do more damage. Okay, last pick here then. I think they're going to be looking for a mid laner. Does damage from range.
Storm Spirit.
It's good against the Lesh there, yeah. That's going to be a pretty big... where's our Lesh page here? Yeah, I mean, it's alright against the Lesh, I think. I like it for the damage, though. It's good physical damage early on. It's kind of hard to do your little combo as a Storm against a mid lane Lesh, though. Of course, that combo being usually like a 1-1-1, and then you get a second level in the Overcharge, and then a second level usually in the Remnant. So 2-1-2-1 build, likely to be at 6 here, I'd imagine. But the thing with that is that Lesh, you gotta get pretty close. Storm doesn't have the best auto attack range, especially like level 1 Vortex. You basically gotta be touching them. You gotta pull them close to get the Remnant down, right, blah, blah, blah. The problem with that then becomes that he's got a very generous AoE on the Split Earth. Sure, the cast animation is about 8 years long, but it covers a good amount of space there that could interrupt your combo. Look at these mounts as well on the Nemiga Gaming. 3 heroes having mounts. Lesh could be a mount for Dazzle, perhaps. I could see it. Laning stage, though, I think here you're probably going to have the Dazzle with the Luna and Chen Abba. Probably Chen rotating around 4. We're going to get to see some boulders hurl in this game as well, as the Mud Golems are fantastic for ganking mid and just other lanes in general, especially against the Storm. Stuns against them early on are fantastic. Hurl a boulder, set up into the Split Earth. That'll likely lead into a kill quite easily. I would like to see maybe... Well, the thing with Luna is you basically need Manta, Manta Dragonlance, Manta BKB at least really to fight, right? And Boots, of course. So that takes a little bit of time. She farms pretty fast, though. I think Mask of Madness has been a little bit of a more unpopular item as well. For the Luna, maybe it's a good catch-up item, but I think it's alright. I think you have a crazy amount of early push, though, on Nemiga. Like, you got yourself a Fate's Edict, you got yourself the Curse of Avernus, and, of course, the Moonglaves. How could you forget? Moonglaves with the Curse of Avernus attack speed buff are going to be pretty insane. This little buff gives, at level 4, a 100 attack speed bonus. For 4.5 seconds, by the way. To Luna? Excuse me? Pardon me? What? Yeah. So with those level 4 glaives, she's going to be doing a ton of damage. It's basically, I don't know what the attack speed, well, of course, it's kind of agility based as well, right? But what is Butterfly? Attack speed bonus. Yeah, 30. So it's like, not really 2 butterflies because her attack speed gets better with more edge. You know what I'm talking about though. It's busted, okay? It's busted. It's very good. Is this just one attack speed per agi? Is that how it works? I'm ashamed I don't know. Kick's gonna be in a bit of trouble as they will actually get the curse onto him just to slow him down a bit and be annoying. Elmo safe lane with the 5 Undying. It is then for Maiden with Peon up top. They're gonna be able to spam out a lot of spells early on though, I forgot, because of the Maiden. Obviously, she's gonna get that probably. Aura at level 2. It's a 4 Maiden though, so you might not expect that to get maxed so early on. She's probably gonna be farming jungle camps in between every now and then, in between pushing waves, that is. Runes will be split 2 for 2 then. Bot 2 runes here for Nemiga. Hopefully I'm saying that right, because I think the team name is a province, pardon me, of a town, I believe. Let me look that up real quick. One of the districts of Minsk, which is in Belarus. Yeah, you're gonna have to pardon me on my pronunciation of the CIS related tongues. There's even a better word for that. Slavic, I think? I don't know. I think it's Slavic. That would make sense to me. Early on though, two last hit advantage here for the Lesh as he's able to secure all 4 of the first wave. Under the tower, goes under shock though. Gets 2, gets thrown. No, the deny there. And the deny on the range creep as well. 4 and 2 early on for Mellow as he calls him a 2-legged abomination. We'll see how much he likes that later. The cast animation on level 1 Storm Zip Zap, Storm Bolt, Ball Lightning is pretty long. I don't think he's going to be able to catch him with a split Earth. Maybe with the Yule setup, obviously he will be able to do so, as Eon in a bit of trouble here from Zatrax. That's taken, of course, that Lunar Blessing level 1. As everyone begins to eat trees all around the map, as if there was a tree protector nearby. We're gonna have a lot of opportunities for decay. That's what I was just about to point that out actually. Lots of opportunities for decay. Level 1 and level 2 Soul Rip actually is fantastic. Normally I feel like the good build is 1-2-2 is going to be the build for Undying now compared to maxing Tombstone. I think getting the 2nd level in the Soul Rip early on is fantastic. Especially this game where you can spam it out a bit more thanks to that Arcane Aura, as he's going to go into the tower here with 8 strength, but just wants way more mana here is his problem. But he's going to be able to come back soon. Doesn't want to wait for that measly 1 regen for the Arcane Aura. 1-1 then the kill spread. As they might catch one more. Peon though has the Sandstorm. There's a Sentry placed down though. Has the Burrow Strike at the ready. Not going to connect it onto the Luna. A second Lucent Beam might set up for a kill here. Indeed it does. Look at this little Frost attack slow helping out there as well. That's so annoying when you're farming it. Early, anyway. Late game you just murder the creep, but early on it's surely annoying. Stealing strength from the Abaddon is pretty nice too. Being, of course, a strength-based hero, reducing his damage. I think you split the gap there, unfortunately, on the decay. Oh, 2 hard last hits there, unfortunately for Bloodseeker, missing out on both of those. 16-1 though, leading actually is the Abba, last hitting even with the Mist Coil, interestingly enough. I haven't really seen that too much. No, I mean, it's not too uncommon to see that, you know, like with the range creep. As here's that move slow, 20% is going to be more than enough for Jan's trying to juke in and around the trees, will be unsuccessful in doing so. I really thought lanes would be going a little bit more in favor here of Hope. It's still early on to really call it, as here we see that combo, not going for the full effect though. That's the 2nd level in the overcharge though, so makes those auto attacks do a lot of damage early on. Was it like 60 damage each, right? Plus the remnants. His kicks might be in a bit of trouble. They land the poison touch onto him. We'll be able to refresh this constantly as well. All that physical damage. He will have the Blood right here, but continuing the attack is the Abba. Does have full boots. Soul Rip might just nuke him down here. Level 1 Thirst only, so he's not moving too fast, luckily. He'll be using that sail here to reduce further the move and attack speed there. There's that one GIF on Reddit actually. Here's how you deal with 2 black holes, right? You pick Bloodseekers. A GIF on Reddit of someone, I don't know what they did, but they basically spawned like 100 axes in demo mode and got them to all down to like 1 HP, and then you end up just being able to run through the black hole for some reason, probably because you like the way the coding is. I imagine it's like, oh goodness, it's like those Mario. You guys ever watch those like speedrun explanations of Super Mario 64 about like the move speed and how if you go so fast you go into like another dimension or something? Anyway, kicked out, gonna be able to secure the rune. They might get a kill here onto Elmo though, as they might have actually a second setup. That poison touch, they're just constantly able to reapply that damage as well. Level 2 poison touch here early on, so that does a good amount of damage, 28 per second, and the slow as well, setting up for more kills. A bit late on stuns as well on this Nemiga side this time, as really we've only got the Burrow Strike and the Vortex, I would say, reliable. A nice root out from the Maiden too, for certain, but not all that great. Anyway, my whole point of that is that you can run through Black Hole if you have sufficient move speed, because I think the server just doesn't simply just doesn't detect you as being in the Black Hole, because you just move through it. It doesn't care. Big kill there that we missed mid lane here onto the Lesh. I do want to take a look at the Lesh's build here real quick, as they might have a return kill onto the Storm Spirit. And there's Ball Lightning up to the high ground and no ward there to continue the auto attacks. Gonna be forced off to Shrine for sure though. Oh, that's not Lesh. Here he is. He's gone for a 2-2-1-1 build. Okay. Sometimes you see the the Lightning Strike. It's Lightning Strike. Yeah, Lightning Storm. I'm sorry. It's not just a strike. It's a storm, guys. But it's a good amount of. You normally go for this to dominate the lane, right? It's great damage early on. Really helps you CS, especially against the Storm Spirit. But then you don't have the push. I think this game, as mentioned early in the draft, they have a fantastic pushing lineup. Like, this is a ridiculous push lineup, especially early on, if you get a good Manta timing here. The Chosen One able to pretty easily dodge the Blood Rights now. Draws decays, pardon me, with the phase boots. So they're going to be pushing really hard. Maiden now going to be soaking up some levels mid lane, as Undershock collecting runes about the map. 50 last hits is our leader right now, and it's Lesh, Bloodseeker, Storm, Luna, Sand King, and Abba in that order. As we'll get a few more kills here. That's actually 2 kills now onto the Chosen One. They might get one more here. Ooh, the Bloodrite might make a difference, but that is a passive. And actually, it's a gank out from Zatrax as well. Likely to set up in this. Has no silence. Unfortunately, doesn't get Thirst move speed off of himself. And a second Lucent Beam. That's a beautiful 2-man Burrow Strike. And a second TP coming through as well, actually, from the Undying. It's going to be a bit of a longer one. No borrow time leveled yet here. It's actually, he's not even level 6 on the Abba. It's only 8 minutes in, and we've already had a rotation from the Luna, interestingly enough. Just going back top, though. Just walking bottom here. Getting a kill. Immediately back top to farm. Luna now going for those power treads, of course, has luring up Bacillus and 2 Wraith Bands at the ready. As Elmo will now come top, going for the D ward here is Fervian now. And silenced off now. Zatraxa with the Eclipse here. That's going to be level 3 Lucent Beam, so they actually do a fair amount of damage. Breaking Vision at last. So hard to run away from Luna, especially at night. Really at any time of the day, of course, but she's a fast hero, and this does give her increased night vision too, so it's not as easy as you'd maybe think to actually dodge out those Lucent Beams, especially when they're level 3, actually. It's a max Lucent Beam build, which is kind of funny, because sometimes you'll see this when you have the Maiden on your team, because you obviously have the mana throughput to spam it. Here it's a bit more difficult, isn't it? Now you're pretty much completely out of mana for some time, so you're missing one of your few stuns on this team, on Nemiga. Well, you got Split Earth still, but still. The point stands. Down bottom is Peon. Gonna be quite unhappy to find out they've already got a sentry prepared for him. There's 3 stacks of the Curse of Avernus. Slowing him down a bit. Poison touch, slow. Be refreshed here. Is not gonna have enough there. Not enough friendly units for the Shadow Wave to do too much damage there. Level 2 Shadow Wave as well. Might have done it. It's down bottom goes Melojewel. I think they're gonna be ready to push the tower here. Level 3 Curse of Avernus as well. Saving the skill point. As does not want to commit it quite yet. Storm 2141 build, so on level 8. Snacking onto the tower here, but likely to see the Edict come out and the Fortify as well. As there's the Dust, but Dazzle's going to eat a little bit of damage here, actually quite a bit. Shadow Wave keeping alive a bit longer. There's going to be the Grave, dodging out the Split Earth, as TPing through his Yond. Is level 6, but does not have enough mana there for the Freezing Field. Now in between the Tier 1 and Tier 2 they go. Blood of Rights plays down. Elmo has returned to the lane, but the Chen army here as well and be blocking off quite a bit. There's Freezing Field finally activated, looking to try and find the maiden in the tower. It's quite an ideal one. Split Earth finally will come through, but the damage has been done. Elmo now as well with the Thirst here. Ooh, not able to do too much damage actually as he might have imagined. Tombstone is dropped, but focused down nearly immediately, and Nemiga take a fantastic fight underneath the Tier 1 tower at just 10 minutes into the game. And they're going to be able to push this quite quickly now. A TP again out from Storm, but he's going to be all alone. No, not quite actually. Giannis here, maybe trying to find the Luna. They have no actually mana, so still at level 1 and no bad juju leveled there, but they're going to be able to kill the Storm. They're so tanky, this team. They even get both heroes. Luna nearly dead. Undying trying to close the gap, will be unable to, and that's going to be a 3rd kill here. Oof. Nemiga. Just playing them. Fantastic plays out of Nemiga Gaming, though, to be quite honest. They know they're definitely very strong right now. I mean, and this Luna doesn't even have any items. She's going drums, actually, so she's going to go straight into just early aggression. You've already got the Edict to level 4 here. I think that was borrowed time level. The tower will fall now to the Chosen One. But level 4 Curse of Avernus here. I think they should just kind of snowball from here. This is a really good draft to do so. This little passive is very strong now. They've got no dispel, not that you could dispel a tower anyway, but they've got no dispels here on the side of Hope either. So, as maybe in a bit of trouble now is Bloodseeker. No, Dying's nearby though, he'll be okay. Yeah, I mean, it just becomes a bit scary, right? Because look at this push, now they're gonna go mid lane here. They might not even need the Luna here, as I imagine Melojewel's put a bit of damage here, thanks to just existing with the Fate's Edict. And now in they go. They do have a Fortify for this one, and out it comes nearly immediately. Yon's gonna be the first to get. They're gonna try and blow up the Adler. He does have still this ulti available. By the time getting pops, gonna be able to chill in with Sandstorm now. So now they go onto the Dazzle. Will be able to pick him off. Nice Blood Right as well to create a buffer space, not allowing anyone to come help save the Dazzle. So no chance there rather for the Shallow Grave to come out. Now mid lane, still trying to defend here. They have the Tombstone, but make very quick work of it. Can you silence a Tombstone? I think so. Be pretty interesting. DD Ruin on the track, so has about half of this remainder left. They even got themselves a Purge Group. There's going to be now the Flesh Golem into the Eclipse here. There's a few creeps to bounce around to. They don't have vision on Beyond either now, as they can continue fighting. A huge Blood Right onto the Abba. Stick Charge is keeping alive a bit longer, but with the Rupture, he's going nowhere now. Fervian next to die here. Undershock with a triple kill. You get the tower, but at a pretty heavy cost here. You don't want to be giving away too many kills here, especially on your cores. But tower down, that's your second tier 2. Storm, after that triple kill, is feeling much stronger, as this team's willing to fight you this early on. They're not too weak, to be quite honest. That's going to be the full Veil of Discord. It should be on the courier for Sand King. Yeah, it's a loaded courier if I've ever seen one. He's a very, very loaded courier. Bottom Maiden getting an item as well. Gonna go straight into the BKB. It's a Maiden 4, remember, as I think that's going to be just a bracer for her. Two bracers make that. Into BKB for her, having maxed the Arcane Aura now. It's an ideal game to be playing on Undying, to be honest. No, I mean, maybe not ideal. I think you get rid of the Luna, and then maybe it's ideal. Maybe instead, who's another really terrible right-clicker that's a safe lane core? I don't know if you have too many of them, besides the Lash, who went mid, of course, this game. I mean, DP, with your Envy, perhaps. Yeah, anyway. Pretty good on dying game for sure. Just ability to spam out all your spells. I think this is a really good game, obviously, with the Storm to go for the mana loss and a cost reduction. You're going to get that 4 farm at least, so hopefully that can make up for the fact you're not going to be taking the GPM talent. Top lane now, Payan has the full Veil of Discord, so a lot of magic damage against this team. Have we got a pipe queued up here on the Abba? We absolutely do. Nearly halfway completed, as he just needs to get a bit more farm to complete the, not the headdress, it's the hood. The Hood of Defiance. I always confuse the two for some reason. Storm Spirit's got his Kaya up now, going to go straight into the Orchid, as we might have a fight here for the 15-minute runes. Considering it is kicked, but they've got great vision here around on the side of Nemiga, and 3 heroes, 3 strong heroes at that, ready to fight them for it. Chenier's got really great creeps though. He's got 2 of the cloak auras, providing, well, 40 magic resistance for the creeps, and 20, obviously half of that, for the heroes. Makes these pushes a bit better. More than a bit better, actually. I would say it makes them pretty damn strong. Interesting and annoying thing with the new Twitch dashboard. Once you get over a certain amount, it doesn't even tell you the exact. I just see 1K. That could be 1.9. That could be 1,999 viewers. That could be 1,000 viewers. I don't know. It's kind of annoying. Chat becomes a number. Feels bad. Bot lane maybe looking to set up a kill here. There's plenty of creeps nearby though, so an Eclipse kills here very unlikely. BKB next for Luna, then into Manta style. The silence is, I mean, really the only thing that you're kind of scared of. I guess the roots as well would be very nice to be able to purge off. But that's going to be the only 2 things, really, this game. Manta's still a fantastic item on her for other reasons, of course, because your illusions gain your full passive there with the glaives. So they bounce around quite a bit, and that's why you see bases die in like 10 seconds. As you recall, if you've watched Dota for long enough, TI6 was all about that, as now Luna going to get caught out here. Epicenter as well will be committed, as they just want to be sure they find this kill. Lots of wand charges onto Trax, but not enough for her to live. Yeah, so pretty much, right, that's why illusion damage against towers and Roche got nerfed so heavily, and that's why we really haven't seen. I mean, to be fair, we did see a lot of PL at 1 TI recently, right? But not like we saw Shadow Demon Luna. Like it's good, but not good against buildings and Roche anymore. It's good against heroes still because of Diffusal. But yeah, no more Shadow Demon, Manta, Luna shenanigans. But I feel like there was always another hero. Oh, like ET, of course. Timber was really popular. And who's the other one out of TI6? They had to take one? I don't remember. Pudge Techies if you're Wings in the freaking grand finals of TI, because why not, you know? Good times, man. TI6, good times. Fun and balanced meta. Nice. Into Roche they go. I don't believe they've smoked up here. Now make that 4 creeps here, so 80% resistance for magic resistance, that is, here for these creeps. I don't think it stacks on themselves. They don't get their own aura, so it's a little bit disingenuous. But in they go. Actually, they're going to be going for a contest play here. Sankey will get scouted out as well. Storm jumping onto the back lines, trying to prevent the Dazzle Shallow Grave from coming out. But the Tombstone, they're going to be trying to focus it down. They don't actually have another soul up from it. Finally, all the zombies will die. The all heal comes out, and still quite healthy here is Nemiga. Alright, let's take a look here at this guy's 63 magic resistance, 20. Very nice. Thank you very much for all that magic resistance now, as they do Roche very quickly as fast as they take towers. They don't have vision here on the Sand King though. The Eclipse coming out, Storm jumping in. Storm has snatched the Aegis as a freezing field coming through from the Maiden, killing him quite low. Where is Bloodseeker? He's moving quite quickly now, running all around the pit. 568. A little bit slower now as the heals continue coming out from the Dazzle, but they've lost their 2 supports. They've snatched away the Aegis. They're quite happy with that now, I'm sure, and they'll be able to slow the pace of this game just a bit here. They're likely to still lose this tier 1 top, to be honest, but you're pretty happy with this. metrics instead. 63, I guess. They maybe catch one here. Yule Scepter into the blood. So you get a beautiful 3-man Burrow Strike, though. There's going to be no additional follow-up. They've got no more dust either. Elmo continuing to run. My goodness. Whew. What a Burrow Strike, honestly. This Blink Dagger on Peon paying dividends. Oh. And they go now. There's now on to the tier 2. There's going to be the Lesh, though, able to be saved by the Shallow Grave. Chen going to be getting the last hit on the tower, though, as they will get the last hit onto him. Tombstone is going to be off onto the high ground, so they're going to be fighting into plenty of zombies here, but Luna making pretty quick work of all of them, actually. She's really great against the Undying, as now Undershock will be respawning thanks to that snatched Aegis. Again, a second Shallow Grave getting dropped onto the Lesh rack, but now Luna going to get targeted down a bit here. She got 20 wand charges holding onto them for a bit, but Ammo getting the kill with the Blood Right. They might keep going as well. Astral, the only one left alive. Bad Juju level 2, but the cooldown not short enough on Shallow Grave to save himself. 4 heroes dead for Nemiga, but they still get their objectives. They get the tier 1 and the tier 2. Don't sound like Suns. I don't know. People say that. People say that I sound like Suns fan. Do I sound like a Shannon to you? That's a joke. I like Suns fan. Don't get me wrong, but I don't think I sound like a Suns fan. I don't know. Maybe sometimes I hear it, but not to self-plug too much. But while we're at a break, I did a podcast with Suns fan years ago. Just look it up. The High Ground with Suns fan. It was pretty fun. Did it with a friend back in college. We didn't really continue the podcast because, you know, it's a Dota podcast, so the rule is you could only do like 1 or 2 of those, and then you have to stop, like legally you have to stop, right? So check that out if you want, because then you can hear how I definitely don't sound like Suns fan, as this tower will definitely not be alive too much longer. They're going to go actually try to fight this, as Elmo could be in a bit of trouble. There's that BKB pop, the Rupture as well, into the Blood Right. This is going to be a fantastic fight. Tombstone trying to get focused on by the Luna. Shallow Grave will come out to save her just a little bit longer. Elmo's BKB so long here. Freezing Field finally getting canceled as well by Zatrax. Can't move quite yet, still quite rooted down, but still, they've stood their ground and they've held quite nicely on the side of Nemiga, and they'll get that tier 2 and likely a Maiden to go with it as well. It's Undying, stealing 24 strength here. That cooldown's still quite long on the decay. Would maybe like to see that get a little bit shorter, but finally they'll get more level to it, I'm sure. 32 strength now stolen. This Luna not too healthy, but the Shallow Grave will certainly keep her looking pretty nice, as they're going to catch the Storm now with the Split Earth. They bought back on the Maiden, have buyback available on the Storm Spirit, but the Barracks under attack here. You even took their Aegis and they don't care. Look how healthy this team is. Thanks to the Chen aura as well as the Dazzle. There's just you do like no damage to these guys. I mean, you do damage, but the healing throughput is insane. It's like you're trying to fight them in their fountain. Like, I don't know how they didn't die there, honestly. Like, he did 5,000 damage to you. You might be thinking, yeah, but this is like late game. No. We're 22 minutes into the freaking game, guys. 5,000 damage should kill a core. 5,000 damage should be enough for like 2 kills at this point in the game, but no. The Abba, the Dazzle, the Chen, they've got another aura ready to go, as well as the Tombstone will be focused down. Instantly they go. A second BKB on Elmo, a second Rupture as well here, as they're going to try and focus on anyone, but Zatrax continuing to just stand his ground and fight. Now 4 heroes. Ferbian actually going to be actually not ruptured up. A second Blood Right will silence 4, but they don't care. All the tower pushing abilities are the passives. Peon likely next to die here, has the Burrow Strike away, but 3 Moonglaves chasing him down. Now a 4th as the Lucent Beam setting him up for the kill. Again, onto Lesh they go, but they just don't have the damage. The heals out from Nemiga, too strong, and again, straight onto your tier 3 they go. 23 minutes, looking like they want to take all of your buildings in your base. They don't care about the silence. It's kind of annoying because then you don't have the Aphotic Shield, but that's about it. Storm jumping through immediately into the Yule Scepter. He goes. Split Earth to connect onto him as well. Lucent Beam. The Eclipse Storm is barely staying alive, though, as Kicked trying to do as much damage as he can now. Then the Crystal Maiden Freezing Field will finally get killed. They kill the Undying and the Maiden again. Nemiga gonna get to the... I think that's GG. Yeah, GG calls. Storm Spirit he can do nothing here. Whoo! That is a great draft. out from Nemiga to take game number 2. As I said, just this early push is way too strong. Very, very good job to Zatrax as well for not doing the classic Luna thing and just going, nah, you know what? I'm going to farm the jungle, Mask of Madness, you know, Dragon Lance, Manta, Butterfly, Satanic, BK, you know, the whole 9 yards, right? No. Don't be silly. That's not the build this game. The build this game is going to be instead, it's under graphs now, of course, you graph your player items. The build this game is quite simply just drums, boots, Dragonlance. Let's go. That's it. That's all you had on this Luna, by the way. Sure, she was level 15, she was very strong, but like not like look, 14 on the Bloodseeker, 15 on the Storm. Like, this team's strong, don't get me wrong, but like they're not that crazy here.